Figuring out how to get cheap flight tickets generally requires using online hacks, but which ones actually work? One of the oldest tricks in the books is to use a VPN, but does that still work in 2026? Are there any other tricks that can lower the prices even more? Let's take a look. In order to fully understand how to find cheap flights, you need to know why the prices change so drastically depending on the airline or booking platform. The main reason for this is your location. Airlines can see where you're viewing prices from, so they adjust their fares according to each country's purchasing power. Using a VPN for cheap flights allows you to appear as if you're in a different location and bypass any increased rates altogether. But this is not the only factor that affects flight rates. Dynamic pricing, route popularity, travel dates, and the booking region all play a role. I'm going to test out how to find cheap flight tickets by first checking the prices without a VPN. Let's say I want to fly from New York to Paris. Now, I'm going to write down these original route fares so I can compare them later to see if there's any change. Next, I'll use my VPN to connect to a server in a different region. Again, I'll check the same platform and the New York to Paris route and hit search. As you can see, changing my server location also changed the flight prices. So I'll write these rates down and repeat this process using a few different servers to find the optimal cheap flight tickets. To get this kind of usability and performance for yourself, I'll leave a link to the best VPN deals that you can access via the QR codes on screen and links in the description. If we compare the final results side by side, there is a clear difference in prices. So I can say that using a VPN for flight tickets in 2026 is still an effective option. When looking for ways to get cheap flights for yourself, there are a few additional tips and tricks that I've found helpful. When choosing a server, try selecting one that's located in an airline's home country. So if you're flying with Air France, opt for a server in France, or if you're using American Airlines, try a US server. Similarly, switching to a server in your destination country can often yield lower prices. Another hack to get cheap airline tickets is by using a server in countries with less widely used currencies. For example, Mexico, India, or Turkey. Now, in addition to using a VPN for cheap flights, it has other benefits while traveling. Since public Wi-Fi is notoriously full of risks, especially for tourists, connecting to a VPN first adds a layer of security to your online activities, meaning that you can connect to networks at your hotel, airports, and cafes, knowing that your privacy is actually protected from threats. A VPN can also help when logging into your accounts or accessing services abroad, so you're not just getting a boost of security overseas, but added convenience as well. I consider NordVPN to be one of the best VPN for travel providers, and if you'd like to also grab the app for yourself, scan this QR code to get the lowest price possible on any of their plans. To fully learn how to find cheap flights online, I suggest pairing your VPN alongside some classic booking tips for the best rates. First off, clearing your browser's cookies and cache and browsing history are worth doing before repeating any searches. Once you've done all that and connected to your VPN of choice, the next tip is to go to Google Flights and compare the route results to your own. Checking for flexible dates can also increase the chance of lower cost options, and using the price graph is a convenient way to get a panoramic view of all the choices available. If there's no rush to purchase today, I advise setting price change alerts so you'll be notified if there's any cost fluctuation on your route, and switching to a nearby day or airports can adjust the final flight price as well. A bonus recommendation I have for your trip is Saily eSIM. This travel tool provides a way to stay connected worldwide and offers a variety of different plans. In addition to global mobile data, the app lets you route your network traffic through virtual NordVPN servers for added security and convenience. To save money on any NordVPN or Saily plans, be sure to use those discount links in the description when checking out. All in all, getting cheap flights with VPN providers is still one of the best methods, especially when checking for regional price differences. Pairing these hacks with the other tips we covered offers the best possible prices. And once your trip is booked, Saily is another great security tool that helps you stay connected safely while overseas as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.